Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Guess what? I wasn't going to film any videos today. No, really, I wasn't. I know I say that every day. It's getting so old, isn't it? Light a few candles. I think most of my candles are... I had them burning so long last night. I think they're almost all gone. This is the cedar balsam candle from Trader Joe's. It's not burnt down that far at all. But then my wood wick candle, it is at the very bottom. Burn that in just a second. And then this Motive candle, the Vlogarinas candle, is like almost gone. And this coconut honey one is almost gone too. This one smells so good. So I'm gonna light all these candles out here. Get a little candle ambiance going on. Listen to the wick burn, the wicker. Listen to the wick burn. And have a little bit of a Diet Coke. I have some Diet Coke in my cup already, but I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. So I stayed up very, very late last night watching TV. I actually listened to a little bit of my audiobook, and then I watched, I don't even remember what order I watched them in, but I watched the newest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, so I'm completely caught up on that. And then I watched Survivor, and then I watched The Amazing Race. Let me put my Coke over here, away from the candles. And then I watched the new, I watched the new Survivor, and then I watched the new Amazing Race. And then I was going to watch The Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. It was getting so late. But I ended up last night starting RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, the 3rd season, which I hadn't seen yet. I had to go back. I was like, have I even seen the 2nd season? Which I went back in and I was like, oh yeah, I started watching the 1st episode. I was like, oh yeah. I had to look up the winner of the 2nd season and everything to make sure that I had watched it. I was like, oh, Spanky Johnson won. I totally forgot about that. So anyway, I started watching the 3rd season of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. I think I was like doing so much. I think I just watched one episode last night. I can't remember. I was doing so much stuff last night. But anyway, it was funny because at like 5 o'clock, I went inside to like brush my teeth and stuff. And I was getting ready to make my sleepy time tea and take my trazodone. I always do that on like my last show. I used to take my trazodone like a half an hour before. Now I find if I take it like an hour before, it helps me the most. So I went inside to go take it, and then I went upstairs to go brush my teeth. Well, Alex was still up. And he had said that he was going to go to bed like a lot earlier. When he got home last night, he was like, I'm so tired, I'm going to go to bed. So I thought he had gone to bed. Like, if I hadn't been upstairs in a couple hours, I thought he had gone to bed a lot earlier. And he was stistill like up, like looking at TikToks. I go, what are you doing? He was like, I'm watching TikToks. He was like, I'm watching this series on TikTok. I can't stop watching it. And I was like, okay. I go, it's real. Like, he never stays up that late. He goes, I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. But he didn't have to do anything today. So, so yeah. Hey! My neighbor walking her dog. So yeah, so then I watched the last, that's when I watched RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, and then I went to bed after that. And I struggled a little bit falling asleep last night. Not horribly, but a little bit. And got a good night's sleep. But woke up and did not feel like fully rested when I got up today. Still was tired. Alex actually slept in a lot longer than I did. So I got up, and I asked him, I said, what are you going to do today? He said, I'm not going to do anything today. We had been trying to get, like, Boo Radley in to, like, the vet and stuff like that, because he needs a semi-annual checkup and stuff. And so we... and then had to go pick up his medicine and whatever. So Alex got all that stuff scheduled, and then Alex actually went to go pick up his medicine today. Boo Radley's doing great. He just needs a semi-annual checkup. So he's doing really, really good. He has to have like blood work done and all that kind of stuff. Been running around like a little puppy dog and all that kind of stuff. I hope everything's okay. I guess we'll, find out like after the appointment when the blood work comes back and stuff like that. But seems to be doing well, thank God. It's always encouraging to me when I see people say things like that their dog lived to be like 19 or 17 or something. I'm like, oh, I hope we still have, like, you know, a couple really good years with Boo Radley left, because I always go to, you know, like, well, Pee-Pee only lived this long and Tucker only lived that long, and I mean, it's kind of surreal to some degree to think that it's been a year and a half since Tucker passed away, and Boo Radley's been here ever since, and it's doing well, you know. But I always go to that, and so I feel like every day is a borrowed day. I think when you lose pets, like, you feel like that a lot, you know. I know, like, when my mom passed away, it wasn't so much I felt like that with people, I felt like that with myself. I felt kind of like, my mom passed away at 64, I started seeing my life in regards to, well, what if, you know, like every day counts, you know, like, you don't know how long you're going to be here and things like that. With my dogs, I think it's been more like, okay, now how long is Boo Radley going to be with us? And not be with us, but how long is he going to be healthy and, you know, doing really well? And, like, I mean, running around the yard like he's a little puppy dog and stuff. That makes me so happy when he's like that. Like, my neighbor yesterday was like, he's like a wild man running around the yard. I love that, right? Because it's just like, okay, I don't want Boo Radley just to live forever and be, you know, in pain and just be, you know, an old dog that's not enjoying his life. Like, I want him to be able to, like, be puppy-ish and enjoy his life and things like that as long as he can. So, it just makes me happy, you know, that he is over 14 now and he's still acting that way, you know. He has some days where he's, like, a little bit more lethargic than others, or it feels like it changes a lot with the weather. Like, when the weather drastically changes, Boo seems to have a hard time kind of adjusting to that sometimes. I don't know if you guys have, if you have pets, like, if you've noticed that with your own pets, but it seems like when the weather drastically changed today, he's been running around a lot, but in between running around, he's been sleeping a lot today. So yesterday, like I said, it was a pretty nice day. It was like in the mid to upper 60s. It actually stayed that way through most of the night last night. And then today when I woke up, it was so dreary and cloudy outside. I mean, it started raining last night while I was sitting out here watching my shows, but it was still rather warm. It was like, I think it was, I looked at the weather and it was like 60 at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And it started raining, but it wasn't, it started like kind of like pouring at one point, raining. And then, because I texted Alex and he was still up, that was before I thought that he had fallen asleep, and well, that couldn't have been 2 o'clock in the morning because I thought he was asleep by then, so it had to have been earlier than that. But anyway, I texted him because we were like he was texting me his TikToks and stuff like that. He always sends me these TikToks of dogs, of little like chihuahuas and stuff. And I texted him and I said, just started like pouring down out here. And then it stopped, and then it started again, and then it stopped. But it wasn't like a cold drizzle or anything. It was, you know, it wasn't warm, but it wasn't cold out. And then I got up today, and it was like much colder outside. Not freezing, but cold enough that I needed a jacket. And it was just, it's been like wet all day long today. Like misting rain a little bit, but very cloudy, very dreary. Would have been a perfect day just to stay in bed all day long, which is what my husband did, other than go to pick up Boo Radley's medicine. So I said to him when I got up, I said, are you just going to stay in bed for a while? And he was like, yeah. And then he got the call that the medicine was ready, which is why he went and picked it up. But he just went there and then came right back. And I said, are you doing anything today, or do you have any plans tonight? He was like, no, not at all. I'm just going to, I think he has brunch tomorrow with some girlfriends, but then I don't think he has any plans tomorrow night either. And I said, so are you just going to be around all day today just doing stuff? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to be in bed. He's like, I'm just going to relax all day today. I'm really tired. And I said, okay. So I was like, well, I kind of had thought about taking the day off and just watching shows, and I thought, well, why not film a video? Well, actually what happened was I watched this video of Adam McIntyre's, and I was like, you know what, I kind of feel like I'm going to make a video about this. So I made a drama video, and then while it was like rendering and uploading, well, it's uploading right now, but while it was rendering, I filmed a Peterisms video, and then I wanted to do this review of these lip balms and lip butter that I bought at Trader Joe's because I really wanted to see what they were like. And so I did that review. And I was like, I'm not going to film 6 or 7 videos today. It's just not going to happen. It was already, I mean, it was dark at 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. So, whenever I turn the camera and show you guys, it never seems as dark as it is, but, so it's like been, I mean, it literally has looked like this all day long today. So, I was like, yeah. So anyway, Alex came home and I said, what are you doing? Do you want to do something for dinner tonight? Do you want to order something or whatever? So I ordered piata last night, and the pasta came and had tons of bacon on it, when I always order it with no bacon. It's happened so many times at this point, and I've talked to the, you know, the people about it, and I've gotten refunds and whatever, but it just continues to happen. It's not even so much to me, to be honest with you, about the refund at this point, which is nice, obviously. It's about the fact that by the time the food gets here and everything, it's like too late to order something else, and then I don't eat anything. It's like last night it was like dip central again of me eating dips, and which is fine, but I was like really wanting a meal last night. I just was kind of like, when I didn't even get angry about it. I just kind of was like, okay, here we go again. It was tons of bacon on the pasta, and I just was like, just can't eat this. And Alex doesn't eat bacon, so it was, you know, whatever, pointless. And I love when I say that and people are like, well, you should give it to your neighbors. Like, as if I'm going to go around to all my neighbors who, like, most of them are asleep at that point, or they're, like, not there or eating dinner. If I went to my neighbors and I was like, do you want this pasta that has bacon on it? I'm not going to eat it. They just, like, look at me like I was crazy. You know what I mean? So it's just a waste. It's just a waste of a meal. And, so yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that. So I told Alex tonight, I said, do you want to, like, order something? He was like, yeah, I'm kind of, like, thinking about P.F. Chang's. Not really that hungry for Chinese food. And the other thing is, it has happened so often recently with ordering stuff. I can't risk ordering something that, like, if I order veggie fried rice and then it comes with chicken in it, I just can't risk another meal having meat in it that I can't eat, and I get excited about it, in all honesty. I mean, I know it's not like a huge issue of the world, but I get so excited about eating my meal and relaxing, and then it comes and then I can't eat it at all, you know? I did eat my sandwich last night from Piata. The sandwich was fine, but I didn't eat that till like much later at night because I was eating the dips, because I was just like, okay, well, I can't eat the pasta. I wanted pasta. So I think I'm actually going to order from like District Tap tonight, and they have an Impossible Burger, and then they also, and I noticed when we were there, they had like a stick in it that like showed that it was like vegetarian. And then I'm also going to order, I think, some like the fried pickles and some other stuff, and just kind of like nibble some. I'm like really in the mood for like bad stuff tonight, or I might get pizza. Something that I know that like it's not going to come, and there's going to like, I have to like specially order for it not to be bacon. I was also thinking about Maggiano's, ordering Maggiano's, because I love their salads. But Maggiano's, I've ordered their salads before and asked for, I think it's no bacon on there, and there's been bacon on it before. So I'd have to order the salad that has no bacon on it already. But their pastas, I don't think I've ever gotten a pasta from Maggiano's where, like, I order it with, like, no meat on it and has meat on it. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to go in there and look tonight. I may order something completely different. I might do Noodles and Company or something and just see. But I'm hungry, and I kind of want some bad food tonight. So, yeah. We'll see. And then we're going to watch some shows. We want to finish watching The Haunting of Hill House. And then I also want to watch A Haunting in Venice and Five Nights at Freddy's. So we might watch all those tonight, or maybe just part of it. We also have All the Housewives to catch up on, so we'll probably start with those. We'll probably start with those and then watch... I think we have 2 or 3 episodes left of The Haunting of Hill House, so we'll probably finish watching that. And then, depending on how tired I am or what what time it is, I may just go to bed and get up tomorrow. Or I may stay up and watch some shows. So, I do feel like I'm going to take one day off this weekend, or I was thinking about taking the whole weekend off. I don't know how I feel about that yet. We'll just have to see. Like I said, I'll have to play it day by day. I know it's becoming such like a a joke at this point of me saying that. I mean, I'm not even trying to make a joke out of it. It is truly where I'm at when I wake up. And then I get up and I'm like, well, I mean, you might as well just make some videos if you're going to make some videos, you know? Like I went in a whole thing about it yesterday. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, yeah, so that's been my day today. It's just been kind of like really dreary out and stuff like that. I actually was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm still getting this stuff done early, so when I started filming tonight, the vlog, I came out here like right at like 5:35, so I'll be done, you know, 6 or 6:30 or something like that, depending. It's probably not going to be a long vlog tonight, depending on how long the vlog is, and then get that stuff up and watch my drama video back, and get the other, right now, that's uploading, my Peter Rosen's video is uploading, my review video is uploading, so get those posted, then watch my drama video back and post that, and then render the vlog and upload the vlog, and that's all I have to do, so I'll be able to relax early tonight, you know, so just watch some shows with Alex and whatever. I told him, I said, maybe we could watch a couple shows and I could lay down and take a nap for like an hour or two, and he was like, okay. Just play it. I don't think he has any plans tomorrow night either. It's just gonna be kind of a laid back weekend. It's so weird, this weather. It kind of reminds me, if you live in the Midwest, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, or maybe if anywhere that this happens, but it's like Indiana winters are so weird. It's like one day it will be like pretty temperate, like it was yesterday, like 60, and then the next day it like drops. But there's been such a stillness in the air today. It's just been like a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, and it's kind of like, these are the days where you wake up the next day and there's like a foot of snow on the ground that you don't expect. You can almost kind of like feel it in the air. It's not supposed to snow tomorrow or tonight, but it feels like one of those days where it's like warm enough that it's not super cold, but then overnight it like shifts and it drops like 25, 30 degrees or 20 degrees, and then you just get like a ton of snow. Like it feels like that kind of like day, like the snow's gonna come out of nowhere. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. It feels like a day to just like, you know, get cozy and hunker down in your house with the blankets and the sweatshirts and the pajamas and stuff like that, and read a book. I started reading this one. I'm reading Orange, the manga. It's hard. I have to read it. The print is so small in it that I have to read it like in full light with my reading glasses. Well, obviously with my reading glasses on, but I have to have full light. Like I can't read it, like out here, I can't read it at all. The other graphic novel that I bought, well, I bought 4 of them, and then I got the Fangirl manga, or Fangirl, is it manga? Is it considered manga, or is it just a graphic novel? I think it's just a graphic novel. I'm really excited to read that, because I read the other 2. But the other one is called, I can't remember, but I started it the other day. And then I'm listening to Kitty Genevieve's, the audiobook. That was the True Crime Book Club for October, listening to that. And my plan is to finish that this weekend, and then start The Girl in the Leaves, which was the September book for a True Crime Book Club, and then have that done by like Monday, Tuesday, and then going into Thanksgiving, starting to listen to the Christmas Cozy Mysteries. And then from there on, listening to just Christmas Cozy Mysteries. So I think that Saturday book I'm going to save for after the holidays. Although I feel like I kind of like, I don't know why I always do this kind of stuff. I feel like I have to like check it off my list and listen to it. So depending on how fast I listen to these true crime books will depend on if I can get all 3 of those books done before Wednesday, because I want to start listening to true crime or the Christmas Cozy Mysteries on Wednesday to get like into the holiday mood. It's supposed to be really cold on Thanksgiving here next week, like high of like 41, which is cold for Indianapolis at this time of year. High of 41, but still it's supposed to be like full sunshine. It's not supposed to be like snowy till the following week. Yeah, and we're going over to Caroline's for Thanksgiving, which will be nice. Caroline and I are doing Cousin Fun Day on Wednesday to get stuff and whatever. So I have no idea what my filming schedule is going to be like this next upcoming week. I probably won't film anything on Thanksgiving. I don't know if I will pre-film videos for Thanksgiving. And then Wednesday is Cousin Fun Day, so that could be 2 days back to back that I'm not filming. And then if I take a day off this weekend, I don't know, it's just gonna, we'll just have to, like I said, we'll have to play it by ear and see how I feel. And then Friday, if I go late with my sponsor, we haven't even talked about it since, to do Black Friday shopping. I don't know what Friday will be like, but Friday, I'm sure like Alex will just be like hanging out here at the house. He has no desire to go Black Friday shopping and get in with the crowds and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, so much of that you can do like with Cyber Monday and online. There's so many good deals. It's almost like better, I feel like. The fun of going Black Friday shopping for me has always been like the hype and being with the crowds. I mean, when we used to go, and we would go to the Edinburgh outlet mall, which I still love to go to. I mean, we would go at like 2 o'clock in the morning because the stores would open on like Thanksgiving night going into Friday. They would open at like midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning. So we would go down there and we would wear like sweatpants, you know, and just like sweatshirts and coats. And it was crowded, but it wasn't like, I mean, you could get through the stores, and the lines weren't like a mile long. I remember the Nike store had a long line, but other than that, they weren't like super long. And the Nike store had like a DJ, and they were selling like, you know, kettle corn and hot chocolate and apple cider and coffee and stuff on the street. It was cute. So we would go there and, you know, shop from like, I don't know, like, I don't know why I think they opened at 2. From like 2 to like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we would leave and we'd come back and go to sleep and sleep all day on Friday. That was fun. And we would usually just buy stuff for ourselves. So, but Alex doesn't have any desire to do that. So if I don't go with my sponsor, and Tanya doesn't have any desire to do that. I remember the one year that we went with Tanya and we met Alex's cousins, and I think his mom was there too. Oh, no. I think Alex's mom was watching Carlitos, because it was like when they were here visiting, and I just talked about this not too long ago, didn't I? Yeah, and it was his cousins, and then it was Carlos and Liliana, and Alex's mom was watching Carlitos, and so we all, like, they met us down in Edinburgh, and then Tanya went with us, and it was like, we were in like sweat shorts, and I had my Ugg boots on, and it was snowing outside, and it was so fun. We had such a good time. We like stopped and got like, you know, those gas station cappuccinos, is like cheap well, they're not cheap anymore, but those cheap cappuccinos that you get out of the machine at the gas station, oh my god, I used to love those so much. Like the peppermint, they have like, at Christmas time they'd have like the peppermint ones, you know, or I always feel like I have to say holiday time. At holiday time they'd have like the peppermint ones, and like, you know, during the fall they'd have the pumpkin spice, you know, mocha lattes or whatever. My mom loved those too. It was long before I ever, you know, would go to like Starbucks and stuff like that. We would go to the gas station and get those, and so yeah, we stopped at like some gas station and got like those coffees on the way down there, and we're listening to holiday music and laughing and telling stories. It was so fun. So, but nobody ever wants to do that anymore. We would always come back from Thanksgiving. We did it a couple years in a row. We would come back from Thanksgiving and we would go to sleep at, you know, like, we'd be home by like 6 or 7, and we would go to sleep at like 7, and then sleep until like midnight, and then get up and start getting ready to go down there and do all that kind of stuff. It was so fun. And solely shop for ourselves. Like, I can remember like buying Yankee candles for myself and a coat at Columbia and the Ralph Lauren store, and the Abercrombie store had like a big sale one year when we went down there. I got like 2 coats that I finally can fit into. This is like the first year that I can fit in those damn coats, and I bought them like 4 or 5 years ago. The last time that we met, the last time that we went, I'll never forget this. I don't know if she still watches this. I cannot remember her name. I feel like it was Rachel. I don't know why. But the last time that we went, I met like 3 people. They were like on the vlog, or I think they were people that watched the vlog, not people that watched the drama channel. But they had watched my channels, and they lived in Indiana, and they like went to Edinburgh because they knew that we were going to be shopping there. And I met up with each of them. Like, I saw them each at stores and stuff like that, and they came up and we took pictures and talked and whatever. I remember this one girl, I don't know why I want to say her name is Rachel. She ended up sending me stuff later too. She was so nice. I met her and her best friend and her boyfriend or husband. I think it was her husband. And they were from like the Bloomington area, which is where Indiana University is. They were from somewhere down there, Columbus or Bloomington. And she brought us this bag of stuff. She brought us like sodas to drink. She brought us like specific candy for me and specific candy for Alex. And it was like this like shopping care package. It was so sweet. It was so nice. And it was so fun meeting her. And I remember I met her and saw her. I feel like we were like, that was either at the Nike store. I feel because it was like, I can see meeting her, and I feel like it was kind of like in front of like Perfumania or Banana Republic. I feel like it was like kind of like right in front of there. I remember seeing her outside. I think it was like when you walk from Nike around to the other side. Maybe like in front of the Gap. I think it was like right in front of the Gap is where we saw her. We met her. Because I was like messaging her about where I was. I feel like on some like on Twitter or Instagram or something. And then the other girl, well, one other person that I met, just like I saw randomly. Did I see 2 people or 3 people? The other girl I saw at the Calvin Klein store. And she was so sweet, and she came running up to me, and she was with her stepmother, and she was telling me about how her mom, and she and her mom watch my videos, and they, like, her mom loved my videos, and she, like, asked me to, like, take a picture to send to her mom or do a video or something. I can't remember. We did that and sent it to her mom, and she was so sweet. Yeah, it was fun. That was a really fun year. It was, like, really cold outside. Now, Alex and I were going from store to store. I feel like it was kind of snowing that year, too. I don't know. It snowed a little bit on Halloween night, but we haven't really had any, like, snow that stuck or anything, which is kind of strange. When I was growing up, I can remember I'd ask my dad, I'd be like, Dad, when are we going to have a snow day? Because when I was growing up, we had snow days with school where you didn't go to school, you know, if it snowed too much, and I was a walker for elementary school. And so, like, I mean, we got snow days. I mean, because we used to get piles of snow in Indiana. We don't get that kind of snow in Indiana anymore. Like, I can remember, like, walking to school, and from like, January to March, there was always snow on the ground. I mean, just, like, and piles of it, like, pushed up against the side of the road, you know? I can also remember walking to elementary school, and it would be, I think this is so strange in retrospect. You know, today, like, I think parents would be so afraid and stuff like that. Maybe kids still do it. I don't know. But, you know, I walked, like, a mile or 2. It was longer than that, like 2 miles to school in elementary school. I mean, we're talking, like, 1st to 5th grade. I mean, I was little. And there were other walkers, but not many, you know? Like, I mean, because we all kind of walked at different times and came from different streets and whatever. So I'd always see somebody else on the road, but it wasn't like there were, like, 30 of us. On the way home, it would be, like, at first, but then there wouldn't be that. And I was a crossing guard in 5th grade, so I always was like the last to leave. But up till then, like on the way home, you'd see a lot of other people, but not on the way to school. I don't remember seeing tons of people. And a lot of kids in my school, on my street, went to private schools or were in junior high when I was in elementary school and things like that. So they all left at different times or went to different places and stuff like that. There was only a few of us that went to the same elementary school. And so I can remember leaving from the cul-de-sac, and it was, I mean, pitch dark outside, and I'm all bundled up with my coat, my hat, my mittens, or my gloves, you know, and I used to have those gloves. Do you guys remember those gloves? They're coming back. I've seen them online, where they would, like, with the cold or the snow, they, like, change the design or whatever on them. They're called something. Do you guys remember what they're called? I just saw them not too long ago. I think I was talking about them in a video. They're called, like, freeze something or freezer something or something, but anyway, they were really cool. Everybody wanted them back in the day. But I had my big moon boots on and stuff. Then, you know, underneath there, you'd have, like, your cords and your flannel shirt on and your sweater. And then you'd, like, take all that stuff off. And you'd hang it, like, in the coat rack, like, outside of class. And I can remember, like, coming out at lunch, and the coats and the stuff would just be dripping, you know, because you would go out. That was when we would do, like, recess. When it would snow a lot, we'd have recess, like, in the gym or, you know, whatever. We wouldn't have, like, outside recess in the winter when it was, like, that cold outside and stuff. And your coats and everything would just be, like, dripping from it would be, like, melting, you know, off of that stuff. But yeah, I can remember, like, walking to school, and it was, I mean, sometimes my mom would take me, but I can remember it was just, like, pitch black outside. And I don't remember ever thinking that was weird, like hating it or anything. Like, I can remember just being like, this is what you do, you know? And I mean, literally, like, the pitch dark outside. It was so dark outside. And walking to school, I just think it's so weird, like, when we talk about safety issues and stuff. I don't know that I do remember this. I don't know if people in my generation will remember this, but the paper hands that you would have, like, you could get it at school, that you would put in your window. I mean, this was, like, the era of kidnappings. Like, this was, like, when kidnappings were, like, huge. You heard about them. They happened. I mean, you would hear about people, like, my babysitter, when I was in elementary school, she and her friend were, kidnapped. This was a family friend of ours, her daughter. She was like 16 or 17 at the time. they were at, I think, McDonald's up the street, and no, they might have been like 14 or 15 at the time, but they were kidnapped. And I mean, for like a week, ransomed and everything. It was like that was that generation, the late 70s, you know? And I can remember that you could get these things and people would put them in their windows, and it was like a red hand or something like that. And it meant that this was like a safe house that you could go to. And so if you were walking down the street and somebody was like coming to try to get you, or it stopped. If somebody was trying to get you or kidnap you or something, you just like went to one of these houses. I can remember like walking home and seeing like a lot of houses that had those. Were they red hands? I don't really remember, but they were just like paper, like pieces of paper that had like a hand imprint on them, like the helping hand on the. But in a lot of people's windows, they had them. I just remember. I don't know why I just remember this person's Connor. I don't know why I just remember that, but he was like a schoolmate of mine. I think our parents knew each other. I don't know why I just like saw his house. I think his house had one of those. I don't know why I would have thought about him. I mean, I haven't thought about this person in like years. I'm like thinking about walking on the left, because I would walk home on the left-hand side of the street because my street turned left. And his house was on the right-hand side. I can see his house. It was like a one-level house on the right-hand side of the street. And I can remember like he would walk on one side. We would never talk really, but like I can remember like, this is something like you don't, it's so weird. I can remember him like walking up and he would like turn and he would like wave and I would wave to him. But like we never like talked or like we're really like that good of friends or anything like that. But he would just like wave as people like walked off and stuff like that. Totally different generation, you know, you think about like, so weird. Yeah, I think about that though, like, I told this story before, but like before I started first grade, my parents were obviously separated by that point. My dad came over and we walked from my house to the school and back to time it, to see what time I would have to leave to get to school in time. And it was like a good 30 or 40 minute walk. I can't remember how long it was, but it was a long walk. I mean, it was kind of interesting in retrospect that I wasn't like a bus rider. In middle school, I was a bus rider because it was way too far away. But for like first through fifth, I wasn't. I feel like my mom in kindergarten always took me to school, and my mom a lot took me to school and picked me up. I feel like she took me more than picked me up. But if I had tennis in the afternoon, then she would like pick me up from school and we would go straight to tennis. In junior high, my mom took me a lot. I hated riding the bus. I hated riding the bus. Kids were evil on the bus. And so, and I can remember, like, I just didn't want to go to school, and so my mom would, like, be like, I'll drive you to school, because I didn't want to, like, go and wait at the bus stop and stuff like that. So I do remember my mom putting her long trench coat on over her nightgown and driving me to school in the morning, where she told me later that she went right back to bed when she got home. I am such my mother's son. Anyway, God, weird, isn't it? But yeah, I can remember like so much snow, like back in the day, through the winter. Not so much in November. It would snow, but it wouldn't be like piled on, you know, sticking to the ground snow. Christmas time was always like kind of iffy. Like I've always wanted a white Christmas ever since I was a kid. Last year I got one, which I was very happy about. Wasn't that last year that I got the white Christmas? Why can't I even remember? I think it was last year that I got the white Christmas. Or it snowed like 2 days before, but then it stuck on the ground or something. I feel like it was last year I got the white Christmas or the year before. But I think it was last year. It's like all I ever want is a white Christmas for Christmas. People are always like, what do you ask for? Like, there's nothing that I want. A white Christmas, spend time with my family, and another Christmas with Boo Radley, and Alex and I watching mysteries together and movies and hunkering down with some treats. Like, that's what's perfect for me. I don't need a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's nice. We get stuff for each other. This year, Alex and I planning these trips. Like, that's most of our holiday is the trips for each other. So that's fun. And then, so yeah. But like, I feel like January, February were always the worst months for snow and winter in Indiana. Have you guys seen the pictures that Tia, I said something and then I felt like I should probably edit a little bit of what I said. I was saying, have you guys seen Tia's pictures that she's posted in the Vloggerinos group? I don't know if she cares, but anyway, she puts on there where she lives, but I didn't know if she wanted me to say that in a video or not. But Tia has put these pictures where she lives, and they're getting like tons and tons of snow. And one of the pictures she posted said something like, Peter, come and get this snow, or something like that. I was like, oh my God, I would die. I would love it. I know people are like, don't wish for that kind of snow and stuff like that. I just think like I said, you know, December 26th when Christmas is over, like, I'm done with it. But up until then, I think it's so pretty. I know Tia is so over it. I mean, they got tons of snow, but I'm so thankful that you posted the pictures, because I was like, oh my God, this is so pretty. And I know if you live in it and you have to, like, you know, go places in it and stuff like that, it's not pretty. You have to drive places in it and go to work and whatever, but it is pretty. You live in a very beautiful place, Tia. So yeah, yeah, but I like miss like getting snow. It's so funny because everybody's like, oh, this is supposed to be our worst winter. They say that every year, and then we never get any kind of snow. We get like 2 snows a year, which is like, again, weird. Like, you know, I mean, they talk about like global warming and stuff. I don't know that much about it, but like when I was growing up, we did get a lot of snow, and it was really cold. Like, I mean, sub-0 degrees and things like that. Like, very, very cold. The fact that I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I did vlog out here for the majority of the winter last year. The reality that I was able to do that, even though it was cold out here, like, when I was growing up, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, I mean, there was always, like, half a foot of snow at minimum on the ground, and very windy and very cold and icy. I mean, I wouldn't have been sitting on no porch filming vlogs when I was growing up. It was too cold. It was way too cold for that. I mean, I can remember, like, on weekends or after school or on snow days and stuff, it being, like, the wind, I can remember being really bad. Like, when we would all, like, dress up and go play in the woods, because the woods were fun to play in the snow and stuff like that, or we would walk on the frozen creek. You know, the creek was, like, you know, that deep, so if you fell in, it was just, you know, whatever. But we would walk for miles in the frozen creek and stuff like that, and I can just remember my cheeks just being so burnt from, like, the cold and the wind outside and stuff like that. And I can just remember looking at the trees and the trees bending in the wind, and, you know, being bare and the snow. It was so beautiful. It really was beautiful, you know. I was so blessed to grow up with, like, woods surrounding our house and our neighborhood, and it just being so beautiful out there. But I remember it being, like, frigidly cold, like, really, really cold. And we have some days like that here and there, but, like, I don't, like, I mean, I'm talking about, like, weeks on end where it was, like frigidly cold. I don't remember it being like that the last couple winters. It's been pretty tame. Like, I even think, like, I mean, I'm, like, looking at the weather last night, and through the end of November, it's, like, 40s and 50s. Like, I feel like when I was growing up, that was, like, late September, October weather, you know? So, I don't know. But then I can also remember Octobers when I was growing up where it was very, very, I can remember Halloween's where it was very warm. And then I can remember Halloween's where we had to wear our coats and it was snowing outside. So it was a little bit of this. I don't know. Maybe the weather's not a whole lot different than when I was growing up as a kid. I feel like it is, though. So yeah. The walkway looks so nice now that I have, like, picked all that stuff out of it. I mean, it looks barren, but doesn't it look so nice? I'm so excited for next year to have the hostas moved when they start growing. Have my neighbor help me so I can move them and they can have, like, 4 in a row. I think it'll look so pretty. That really dark black mulch. I got it 1 year and I loved it. Somebody's wind chimes in the distance. Can you hear those? So it's so funny because, like, Alex, like, cannot stand the snow, like, at all. Like, whenever I'll be like, I'll text him if he's, like, at work, and I'll be like, it started snowing, he'll be like, Or I'll be like, doesn't the snow look so pretty? And he'll be like, does it? I can't stand it. Like, he always says that. Like, he would forever live on a beach 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. 24 hours a day. He'd live on a beach year-round. He cannot stand the winter. He thinks it's ugly and gross. He doesn't, like, even when I say, like, oh, the leaves changing are so beautiful, he's like, yeah, winter's coming. I hate it. I mean, he hates winter. But, like, he knows I get such a kick out of it that, like, he'll text me, you know, because, like, he'll go to work And, or he'll text me or call me and he'll be like, wake up. And I'll like, wake up. And I'll be like, what? And he'll be like, it's snowing outside. And so I'll like go look out the window and there'll be like an inch of snow outside. I get so excited. I'm still like such a kid when it comes to that. Like such a little kid when the snow's on the ground. I just love it so much. I just think it's so pretty, you know? But yeah, like I always say, like December 26th after Christmas, I'm like ready for it to go. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for summer. When is the pool open? And I'm ready for the pool to open. I miss the pool being open, but like I have to say, like, I mean, the pool's been closed since September 1st, so September, October, now almost all of November. It's been 3 months. I feel like I'm doing okay. I don't think about it that much. I will say that I don't see my neighbors very often anymore. There's a few neighbors that still like walk every single day, but like as it gets later in the year, a lot of my neighbors too, they have places like in Florida and Arizona and other places, and so they're gone. They're what they call birds, what are they called? Winter birds, spring birds, something like that. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. They leave, and so they leave. A lot of them leave like right after. Okay, I feel like they leave like right. They're here usually for the holiday. Like some of them will come back for like Thanksgiving or Christmas, but then they go down there for that, and then they come back for just Thanksgiving or Christmas, or their families will come down there for Thanksgiving or Christmas, like their kids and stuff. But like, there's a lot of people that are not like here, not just in my neighborhood, but in Indianapolis in general, that just like leave. Snowbirds, that's what they're called. Snowbirds. Did somebody shout it loud enough that I heard it through the camera? Okay. But then they leave and they're not here. Like they literally leave like the 26th or 27th of December and they're not back until like the middle of April. I feel like some of my neighbors have already left. But then most of my neighbors, like my neighbors, all my immediate neighbors, they stay here all winter long. I mean, they'll go on trips and stuff like that, but they're here all winter long. So, yeah, I don't know. But during the day, like sitting out here, just very quiet. Like, not a lot of, especially like the other thing is, I forget about this, is like, you know, during the summer, there's a lot of people getting stuff done to their houses, a lot of construction, a lot of landscaping being done and whatever. I think we just got like an email from the management company that they finally finished all the leaves. They have one more leaf removal that they're going to do. They're waiting for a few trees, like this tree over here and then my neighbor's tree in the yard. And there's like 2 or 3 other trees in the neighborhood that like the leaves have not fallen yet. So they'll come and do that leaf removal, and then that's they'll mow the lawn like once more, and then that's it for the rest of the year. They won't like be mowing the lawns anymore. So landscaping is not here. People aren't having construction done in their houses, so it's really quiet here throughout the day. Well, I mean, I love that, right? But at the same time, like nobody comes outside. There's like this one guy that walks, he's the one that my cousin and I met, and he like walks 5 miles every day. He like walks back and forth in front of the house. Another woman, she walks her dogs. I mean, a couple people that I know, but like not people that I'm like really close with from like the pool and stuff like that, other than my like immediate neighbors, like my neighbor in the corner. I don't even see her that much anymore. She came over for coffee. She came over the other day when I was drinking coffee out here and we talked for a little bit. I see her husband. Her husband's been out doing some stuff in the yard, but like, I don't see a lot of people, you know, I just don't. Not like the summer. I mean, in the spring and the summer, people are out here constantly walking. But week after week, it gets to be less and less people. The other day when it was nice out, there were a lot of people out in the yard. I think, is it tomorrow or the next day it's supposed to be? It's supposed to like dip and then like for a day or two go up to like, maybe it's like Sunday, like 66 again or something. Or maybe I'm thinking about the past couple days. But I feel like there was like one more day that's supposed to be like real nice. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, there's just not tons of people walking around the neighborhood and stuff. Did you hear the candles? They're so pretty, aren't they? I don't mind the quiet. I mean, I love the quiet. I enjoy it, which is so funny. I always say that to people, like my Uber drivers are always like, it's so quiet back in here. I'm like, yeah, and I love it, right? And I do. But at the same time, like during the winter season, the winter season, it feels rather isolating when you don't see, I mean, especially since I don't drive and I don't leave and go anywhere, I don't see a lot of people throughout the day. My neighbor across the street, she comes out at least like, you know, once or twice a day and like looks at her garden and does stuff in her yard and stuff like that. So I usually talk to her every day. My neighbor next door that just walked by with her dog, Laura's like, you know, 30, so she's always out here. She runs and She walks her dog and stuff like that, so I see her. But the rest of the people I don't like really see, and so it's kind of isolating because, like, I mean, in the next couple months, I could sit out here for a couple hours and film videos or drink coffee and not one person walk by. You know, not even a lot of people drive by in the winter, so it's just not real active in here. And even the people that like don't go away, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't go away for the winter. You know, they're just like in their houses and they don't go out and do a lot. I mean, it's an older neighborhood, so they're not going out and doing a lot of stuff. They're staying inside and reading or watching TV and stuff like that. They're just doing puzzles or drinking coffee. I don't know what, but they're not going out and doing tons of stuff, right? So, yeah, it's like, it's just really kind of like quiet. It's like dead winter in here a little bit. But then I feel like starting in, I keep on like smacking my lips tonight. I don't know why, but I feel like starting in like January, like after Christmas, it's kind of like the countdown to summer, like the pool opening, you know, which of course I'm excited about. So I went to the pool a lot this summer. I think the one thing I'm going to do next summer is start going to the pool. I don't even care if the pool isn't that warm, because this is the thing, like the pool opened, I looked, didn't I say it opened like May 17th or 18th? I thought it opened the 31st, but I think when I looked, it opened like the 17th or 18th or something like that. The thing is that we'll have some warm days and then some cool days in the end of May, beginning of June. It's not like super warm or hot yet. So the pool, I mean, it's not a heated pool, so it takes time to heat up. So I didn't even really end up going down a lot until like July and August. And then by then, it was like the summer was half over. I'm not doing that this year. When the pool opens, I'm going to the pool. Whether I just put my feet in and sit on the step and talk to people and drink my coffee and whatever, you know, drink my Diet Coke, I'm going to the pool. Like, I'm going to enjoy the pool this next summer. Because I live for it, you know? And I think I have it figured out now of like how to film and, you know, whatever, especially because I film so much out here towards the end of the summer and beginning of when through fall, like late at night. Like next summer, if I knew, like, let's say tomorrow it's gonna be like 85 and it's gonna be like full sunshine, I knew I want to go to the pool, I just film a video out here that night so I had something to post, and then get up and maybe film like a review video and a Peterisms video, and then go to the pool for a couple hours and come out and film a vlog, you know? And I feel like I got to relax and enjoy my day, but also be productive. So I think the other thing that's hard for me right now is that as much as I'm excited about like summer and spring and things like that, because I get to sit out on my front porch and I get to enjoy it, it's 3 to 5 months of the year, spring and summer, right? Like, well, I mean, if you count really the actual months, it's like, what, 6 months of the year? But I don't want to rush through my days just in anticipation for those warm days. Like, I want to stay in the present and enjoy each and every moment. So that's what I'm trying to do kind of too, you know? Which I think it's good for me, honestly, to continue to like vlog out here, even if it's cold, film videos out here and stuff like that, because at least I'm outside. I'm like, you know, getting out. I know it looks to you guys like I'm sitting in a room or something like a patio, but like I'm outside, you know, like, hey, look, I'm outside. So it's like I'm outside, I'm getting fresh air and whatever, you know? I mean, I know it's not like I'm like running or walking. That's coming soon. I hope. No commitment yet to that, but so I think it's good for me as long as I can. I mean, unless it's like a foot of snow outside, like The Long Winter, you know, by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and I can't get out the front door. I mean, there's no reason for me not. I am gonna like find a stand for the heater that Alex got me, and then I also want to buy a heater that I can have on the ground, and I have my heated vest. So I should be fine through the winter. I mean, like, okay, so March, you have like warmer days and colder days. March is like, you know, we used to do that thing when I was in elementary school. I've talked about this before, like come in like a lion, go out like a lamb, or come in like a lamb, go out the lion. Then you would make like do you guys remember this? I've said this in so many vlogs back in the day. We would make we'd have like a paper plate, and on one side you make a lion, and it would have like yellow string for the hair and stuff. And then the other side would be a lamb, and you would use like cotton balls for the lamb. And then And what it means is, like, if March comes in like a lion, it means like it's storming and it's like, you know, crazy weather and windy and stuff. And then it means it's going to go out like a lamb, which means it's going to go out like really like gentle weather, nice weather. But if March comes in like a lamb, which nice gentle weather, it's going to go out like a lion, which means it's going to be like really stormy and stuff like that. March in Indiana, we can have like nice weather or we can have snowstorms. It just depends. So March is kind of like the in-between. But by April, it's usually pretty like nice and springy. So right now, we've got, I mean, November is like halfway over, so we've got December, January, February, March. We've got basically 4 months until the warm weather comes out again. December, January, February. Yeah, I mean, I can handle 4 months, you know? What's it already been? September, October, November. It's been 3 months since the pool closed. So, you know, I can handle that. And in that time I'm going to take to, like, make the inside of the house exactly how I want it. The basement and everything, so that when summer comes, I can just really enjoy it, and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I don't even really feel that rushed to make like a filming area in the basement, because when the spring and summer comes, I can film out here at night, you know? So I can do that. I gotta learn to stay in the present. I was doing so well for a while, you know? I will say, like, with planning these trips and stuff like that that are far off, I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to go, like, this second. Like, I'm just like, oh, those are exciting things to look forward to, you know? But I'm going to spend tonight watching TV with my husband and enjoying this, or I'm going to enjoy vlogging on the front porch or filming these videos for the day. I think in some way this is going to sound strange, but, like, filming videos every single day, I think that's one of the reasons why I love to do it. It does kind of keep me present in the moment of the day and enjoying the day and enjoying what I'm doing, because I feel like I have like purpose and these are the things that I'm doing, and so I kind of stay in the moment, you know, filming the videos and stuff like that. And then, okay, now this is all done, so I can sit down and watch some TV and, you know, relax with Alex and read or watch TV shows and rest and stuff like that, and, you know, watch shows. So it does kind of keep me in the present. But that's like always been like one of the hardest things for me, is like not living in the future or the past, but living in, you know, living in the present and appreciating each and every moment. I preach it so much, but it's so hard to do. It really is, you know? I think it's especially hard when it's like either things that you're worried about happening in the future or things that you're excited about happening in the future, you know? So, well, listen, you guys, I'm going to get off here now and go start rendering this vlog, and I'm going to go figure out what we're going to do for dinner tonight, where we're going to order food from, and what shows we're going to watch and stuff. Oh, I also have to watch my drama video back and get those other 2 videos posted, so I'm going to go in there and post those right now. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic, I hope you're having an amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And do a real short outro tonight. Yeah, so I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right? So have a great weekend. Have an amazing weekend. I don't know. I might take 1 day off this weekend. I say that, but, you know, I'll be back tomorrow. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.